Okay, Rabotai, thank you for coming to our Wednesday night shiur. Monday night, you tricked me. his name is Eliyahu, it's okay. Hamevin Yavin. Our shiur is Eun Yishmat Tzipora Sveta Bat Leah. Tzivya Sveta Bat Leah, סליחה. רוח השם תניחי בגן עדן. היא וכל בנות שוחט יום לאחרם צמחן שלום אמן. Tonight we're going to talk about a very important topic, especially for the Sephardic Jews. Why I say for the Sephardic Jews? In the Ashkenazic world, this topic almost doesn't exist. Almost. But it does. Under the table, they say. In the Sephardic world, I would say, Tamim tiyeh im Hashem Elokecha. You could sell us, I don't know, an air conditioner in winter. We'll buy it. You know what I'm saying? Tamimim, we're simple. It's a plus and a minus. We want to believe. Why do we want to believe? Because in every Jew's shorish, in our root, we have to believe. We're above evidence. Where evidence ends, faith begins. As one Chacham once said. Evidence ends at one point. You can't have evidence forever. Faith. Our shiur today is about two things. What is the danger of using practical Kabbalah? What is the danger in using practical Kabbalah?
What practical means?
And what is a mikubal versus fake mikubal? What is a mikubal? To understand, you have to know what's a mikubal. From California.
Red strings.
Yeah.
Red strings.
Oh, listen, red strings is a story.
Kabbala water.
Listen, that even a child can't be fooled by that. And on the go, we're gonna learn tonight, Bezrat Hashem Yitbarach, how you say tipa mina tipa, the drop of the drop. How come when you go to, for example, Kritmach, the people of the cross, they touch you on the face like this? They have mega churches. They touch you on the face, he puts his hand on your face, and the person starts to shake. He doesn't know why he's shaking, he's just shaking. Yeah. These people, Gabriel Chai, they make $54 million a year. Yeah. They don't even know how to speak English correctly. These people have my wife, may Hashem bless her, she sent me a video a couple of days ago about a certain pastor, I forget their name, Shem Rishaim Yurkav, doesn't make a difference. There's this one pastor, I don't know, we call them pastors. Evangelical.
Bastards. I know his name.
Shh, guys, it's not a point. This guy has 4 private jets. 4 private jets. His own segment on one of the national television shows. And what does he use? It's a Jewish idea. I don't know. I'm sad to say it. It's whoever wants financial help, he has to donate $102. He has to sow the seed. I saw the video. He has to sow the seed. You know how many people call? Do you know how many people call? The guy has 3 private jets. Each jet is worth $54 million. It's amazing what people would believe down south. Yeah, that's what's amazing. And they asked him on the national news, how come? He said, I don't want to fly on commercial jets, with demons. Demons, demons. What color are demons? Well, in usual folklore of the cross, what color are demons? Black. Thank you. Who wears black mostly? Religious Jews. We wear black suits, black coats, black thing. What do we do in the middle of a flight?
Pray.
We all get up. We start to pray to God. For who? For you son of a gun. Hey, you should land safely. Did you guys forget what happened to Indonesian flights 3 years ago?
Yeah,
Disappeared? They didn't disappear. They found them half a year ago in the middle of the Indian Ocean.
There was no Jews there.
Whatever. Nobody flies over the Indian Ocean. Listen. I don't want to fly with demons. So you're saying that there are demons living on this earth? I didn't say that. Inside a dish, I don't know, channel 4, channel 7. They look at us as demons because we wear black. Do you guys know the three nations in this world that have no issues with Jews? Chinese, Japanese, and next to the Japanese is Indians.
Oh, South Korea. They learned them.
They have, not that far from Chinese. Yotzei min haklal, we don't say. Do you know how come they don't have anything against us?
They don't know.
The Korean learn more Gemara than you, by the way.
That's true.
Do you know how come they don't hate us? They don't have a common religion with us. Kritmachism, the cross, and Islam are daughter religions of Judaism. They just came up with a different Messiah. The cross came up with Yeshu. I never will forget this in my life. Hey, relax. I'll never forget. I was once in actually a Korean dry cleaners on Union Turnpike. They closed down. I went inside the dry cleaners, and there was an African American woman over there. I drove in dry cleaners. She grabs me by the jacket. I was about to say, hello, Shomer Nigiel over here. Take it easy, What are you touching me for? She tells me, true story. Yeah, she didn't say Yeshu, but she said, Yeshu loves you too. I looked at her with a wild look in my eyes. I'm like, okay, I love him too, so what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? You're supposed to love every Jew, you know what I'm saying? What do you want me to do? He loves me, and then what? I was in class, sociology class. All the weird things happen in sociology class. They make it easy 3 credits. The sociology teacher gets up, divorced, doesn't have custody of his kid. The wife doesn't let him see his kid. Nothing. I even remember his name, Masaid, because there's no way in the world somebody who knows him will watch this video. His name was Professor Muller, the sweetest professor in the world. I don't know why I found him to be the best guy in the world. But he was crazy. He was in Spanish they say loco. He was off his rockers. One day he gets up in class. Did you guys know Yoshka was a Jew? I'm looking over there. I'm like, guys, don't look at my kippah. Leave me alone. They know he's Jewish. Any nation that's a daughter religion of the father religion, they hate the father religion. They hate it with a passion. Why? Because you're different. I'm not gonna say a retard because I don't want to use that word. A crazy guy called Matthew Heinbach. Shh. He lives in Indiana State. Pacers. he says, how come the Jews were kicked out of every country in the world? Every country that they were in, they got expelled. Anyone who knows a little bit of history could smack this guy upside down. Some Israeli journalist who has no idea between his right and his left in Judaism came and interviewed him. What's the simple answer? Which countries expel Jews?
The second sister country.
Which are?
Spain, Europe, and
The cross and
Islam.
Islam. The only two continents where Islam and Kritmachism expelled Jews. The only countries. Parts of Europe and parts of Africa. Even Africa didn't. Mostly Europe. Why? Why are you different? Your treasurer could be Jewish. The person who's in charge of your finances could be Jewish. Your lawyer is Jewish. Your doctor is Jewish. But yet you can't handle Jews in your... Why? There's one great Rav in our generation. You guys should listen to him when you have a time. On YouTube, this, that. Instead of watching nonsense stuff over there, you should listen to him. By Manis Friedman. You know what he says? Why do specifically the cross and Islam hate Jews? It's a biological law. It's a law. Esav sonel Yaakov. What's the sad part? Which is the... What does it have to do with fake Kabbalists? Oh, I'm going to tell you in a minute. What does it have to do with Kabbala and this, that? When Jewish people go to people that could put their hands on them and they start to shake. And suddenly, he was sitting. He starts to walk. He was in a wheelchair. He starts to walk. Yeah. When I went to Uman with I wouldn't call it a honeymoon trip, but let's call it. For me, it was a honeymoon trip.
Say a road trip.
A road trip, yeah. With Gabriel over here. Gabriel was with us.
Bodyguard.
Yeah, it was our bodyguard. He gave me a lot of clarity now, apparently. We went over there. There was this one guy from what state was he from? Michigan?
Ex-military guy?
Yeah.
Georgia.
Come on,
I never forget this guy, Gabriel.
because it's your name, yeah. He was from Georgia. He said we used to go to what's called mega churches. We have 30 people on Shabbat plus women, 40 people. Yeah, hundreds of thousands. They have stadiums. There's this one guy who sits in the middle and he preaches.
Imagine being young like that?
Yeah, they had that by the way in Egypt.
I know, yeah.
They had to put up a flag to say I'm in. Let's say I'm in.
Nah, I mean, imagine like that right now.
Yeah. Oh, listen, that's it's once in 7 years. Listen, because
How many Musafim you have to do?
if it's a Sephardi one, yeah. Shabbat Hatan. You know what he told me? This tzaddik from Georgia. He said, we went to one of these mega churches. We saw people on wheelchairs stand up. They never walked a day in their life. They stood up. We saw people who had cancer that they were cured. You hear that? They had cancer that they were cured. I know a guy, a Talmid Chacham, his family went to one of these places. And the pastor, whatever they had their power on these people and they got up and they were healed.
It's fake or real?
It's real.
That's not real.
Shh, you're not giving the lecture here. Yeah, they don't have cancer no more. Yeah, that's what happens. People, we want financial help. Hundreds of dollars. I bless you in the name of. I can't use that word.
Okay, Joe Biden will cure cancer when he becomes president.
And he gets up and he has financial. And people are sitting in these mega areas. He touched my life. I saw the life of. He was my savior. But not 1, 2 people. Listen, Jonah. Hundreds of it's a stadium. There's at least 70,000 people over there, sitting over there, listening to one guy. It's unbelievable. I want to ask you guys a question. All this stuff, they believe in a dead guy crucified to a cross. They believe in Muhammad, who went up on a donkey with a Michael, I believe, not Michael, with the angel Gabriel. Listen, if it's used too much over here, it's used too much over there too. There's pluses and minuses. Where do they get this power? How come the Jewish people were called the servants of God? If you're a servant, if you want to get your kid into school, into this Ivy League school, who do you ask to get him in? Somebody with connection, somebody inside, right? If you want some help, who you go to? A pastor who believes in a dead guy on a cross who's Jewish? Or you're going to go to a Jew? Jew has the inside keys, am I right or wrong? So how come it doesn't work? How come you pray? Tzaddik. You praying? We pray. Rambam says it's a mitzvah adoraita to pray. Lo'ovdo. How do we serve God? We pray to Him. But we're not getting answered. So how come the pastor gets answered? He's touching the person and he's getting up from his wheelchair, and we're sitting over here. Al Naharod Bavel. Soon Tisha B'Av is coming. How many years has it been? 1,951 years since the Destruction of Beit HaMikdash. You know what that is? 1,000. Wow. God, we're still here. Are you still here? Like, seriously, 1,951 years? What's going on? And then there are those people who claim to be seers. We know from the prophets, before Mashiach comes, the one way we will know for sure that Mashiach is here, when prophecy will be renewed. How do we know that? From Maimonides himself. Maimonides wrote in his letter to the Jews of Yemen, before Mashiach comes, how do you know he'll be here? Prophecy. Before the shofar, prophecy will be renewed. There will be Jews who will reach the level of prophecy.
Scary.
That's extremely scary. Extremely scary, and you know what? It's exciting. That means in this low generation, where the Satan is in your pocket, there will be human beings who will rise up to the test. You look one generation ago, Rav Yosef Voltor, Rav Yosef Dayan, Rav Meir Weinstock, all these great tzaddikim of the Yerushalmim, they didn't reach the level of Nevuah. They had Ruach HaKodesh, they never reached Nevuah. You know what Nevuah is? It's a direct line. But the interesting is, in our generation, and of all generations, not only don't we have those tzaddikim, we've lost every connection. Every Rosh Yeshiva, every tzaddik, every day you hear in Yeshiva news, this and that, another Rosh Yeshiva is passed away, another tzaddik passed away, another this passed away, another this. Nobody's left. No tzaddikim are left. So what do? The Ramban writes the Jewish people are a very believable nation. We want to know the future. We want to know what's going to happen to us. We want to know when Mashiach is going to come. We want to know when Olam Haba is going to be. We want to know if it's going to be successful, the business we're going to open. Is this the right girl? What's the number one question people get? These rabbis get? Is this the right girl for me? As the number one question. I'm not going to lie to you. I've asked this question myself. Is this the right girl? Will it be the... I'm teaching a boy bar mitzvah, Parshat Shoftim. Aliyah Revi'i. Chamishi. Revi'i. You should not find a person in your midst that will be kosem kisamim, a magical person. You know, there's a movie that just came out by a Jew. Director was a Jew, Guy Ritchie. Aladdin.
He's Jewish?
Absolutely. He's not only Jewish. Imba shel Yehudim. Thanks for giving us that Snapple fact. Guy Ritchie is Jewish. He speaks Hebrew. I wouldn't say in a nice tone of voice, but in a nice accent, but he speaks fluently. What's this genie thing? Kosem kisamim. Kosem kisamim. What's kosem kisamim, says Rashi? He says, I'll tell you what. You guys know the game that kids play, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. If I turn the bottle, if I turn my stick, and it flips a certain way, that's the way I'm supposed to go. You know, it's a Isur D'Oraita.
Really? Spin the bottle?
Yes.
It depends what you're playing, spin the bottle for.
According to you, that's the same thing.
Yeah, it is, but Kosem Kesami means, should I go on the way today? I take my stick, I spin my stick. If the stick spins in the direction of my way, that means I'm going to be successful. D'Oraita. Rashi says.
That I understand.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I'm going to be successful today.
The cue ball.
Yeah.
Eight ball.
It's Kosem Kisamim. How many of us do that? Yeah, and you don't. You're in Lashem, but I'm sure a lot of people do.
Fortune cookie?
Me'onen. You know what me'onen means? What's me'onen? Today's a cloudy day. It's not a good day to do business today. That's a me'onen. What's me'onen? Rabbi Akiva says, this day of the week, it's not a good day to do business.
But we have the weddings on certain days. They say that.
I'm not really sure that's okay to do that. Who did you ask?
The rabbis say these are the.
Listen, don't say rabbis. Say the people you asked.
No, but there's a says on certain days you should not do wedding.
Rabbi Akiva Omer, Elu shenotnim onot. Those are the people who give onot. It's a Rashi. Today is a good day to do something. Today is not a good day to do something. You're not allowed to do that.
But we have the months that are mazal.
Excuse me, Jonah. I didn't say months. I said the days.
The days. Okay.
The days. Some people say, I know a couple. They didn't want to get married until the rabbi, quote unquote, the rabbi said today is the day that's the mazal is good. Today, the 22nd, 23rd, whatever it was the day. At the end of the day, what happened? They got, don't say the word, it's the D word. Menachesh. What's Menachesh, Eliyahu?
Yes.
The fork fell from the table.
No good. Not a good sign.
It's not a good sign. That's don't leave the house right now. Don't pass the bread over the table. Only Avelim do that. Menachesh. You're Menachesh. What's Menachesh? Nachash.
Bringing it down.
Mechashef. What's Mechashef? those people, those kritmachs who touch the face, go, you will rise again. Those mechashef. Obotai, all these are isur deoraitas. What does it say at the end of the parsha? It's a mitzvah aseh mei Torah. I'm not even getting into everything. Tamim tiyeh im Adonai Elohecha. Be simple with God. Can I tell you the secret? What does that mean? What does that mean, Tamim tiyeh? This is the secret to all the power in the world. You know what it means? It only has to do with one thing. How much you're going to do it. If you do this pasuk, you'll be so successful, you won't have to buy aliyah shishi, aliyah p'tichat eichal, nothing. You do this again and again and again and again and again, you'll be successful. Tamim. Taf mem. Tam. Yaakov ish. Tam. Yoshev ohalim. Yaakov is a simple man, sits in the tent. What tent? Rashi says, Ohala shel Torah. Thank you. Every time you go to a person, he says, I'm a Baba. Listen very carefully. I see the future. I see last names. I see this. I see that. I know your license plate. If you see that he doesn't know Torah, 0. Tamim tiyeh im Hashem. Tam. Yaakov ish tam. Yoshev oalim. You can't get Ruach HaKodesh without being baki in all the Torah. It's impossible. A fake mikubal. What's a mikubal, first of all? Somebody who tells you your future? Is that a mikubal? I want to ask you a question. You guys know Hebrew? If any time a missionary comes to your house, what's the first thing you should tell them? Do you know Hebrew? You're telling me what the Torah says. Translate to me the other verses. He doesn't know anything. Because he gets paid $5,000 to go house to house. Ben Porat Yosef, Ben Porat Ale'ayin. I met a couple of those people in our area over here. This might be the only mitzvah that takes me. And I told them, could you please translate me Parashat Ki Tetzeh Perek Zayin Odzeh? They were like, we'll see you next century. We'll see each other. Yeah. Don't come over here again. One time, these people put videos and CDs in all this neighborhood, and they put up their Star of David, like they're pro-Israel. I remember Ariel was with me that time. Me and him, we collected all those, and we burnt it. L'Shem Hashem. We burnt it. We were mekayim the one mitzvah that we have in our lives that many of us don't mekayim. Ubi'arta ara mikirbecha. So how do you know a fake Kabbalist? They tell you your future. They tell you this, that. Look at the goyim. They're onenim, mechashfim. They tell you your future. Just because he grows a beard, he has a hat, it means he takes it from the Kedusha? Where is he taking it from? Mitzad HaTumah. Mitzad HaTumah. Person, today we have a new thing. A guy, he looks like a hippie. He's Jewish. He's a mikubal. He puts it over there just to make it sound nice. Puts a candle in a cup. It goes like this. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. I see the number 3. Is there a number 3? Yeah, there is. I see Life. Opens up a tarot card. Life. Is there life? Is there somebody pregnant? There is. My third cousin, twice removed, owns my dog. Yeah, she's pregnant. People believe this stuff. Not just believe. It's $1 million industry.
We're not even tapping into it.
You already said we're not even tapping into it. What's a real mikubal? I'm going to tell you something. Somebody once asked me, why can't you use Shemot HaKodesh? I know Shemot HaKodesh. I wouldn't dare use it. Dare! What's the danger of using this stuff? What's the danger? I'll tell you. Let's read it inside from the Ari HaKadosh. The Ari HaKadosh writes in Shara Mitzvot, Parashat Shemot. My Rebbe, the Ari, was very careful. Mileotzi bepiv shum shem mishemot HaKodesh. Even one of the names of God. He was very careful. Not Yudke Vavke, not Amonai, not Elokim. A different name. He was very careful not to say any of those names. Even the names of angels he was very careful not to say. He wouldn't even say them in the middle of a lecture. Even the angel Memtet, can't say the name, Mamtat we call him. He wouldn't say. Why wouldn't he say them? Because God put a swear on those angels and on those names. That whenever a human being will use those names, they have to answer. And if they see that the person is not worthy to use that name, what do? They curse him and they take revenge on him. You know how come you see those babas? I call them babas. God should have mercy on them. Those babas. They're living the life. $1 million apartments in the city. Buildings. But their descendants? Ephes. Goyim. You know why? Because those angels that they use their names, they say them names. They say them. They take revenge on them. That's not my words. I'm not making this up. Shara Mitzvot Parashat Shemot of the Ari HaKadosh. If you go to them, they'll say themselves Ari HaKadosh. Say, open up Parashat Shemot. Second reason, how come these people get cursed? How come it's scary to use these names? Whenever you use the names of angels, which all these things are done by who? By angels. And you're not worthy, especially if you live outside of Eretz Israel, the angel has to clothe himself when you mention his name in the different countries' air. What does that mean? Every country has a different atmosphere. Eretz Israel has the atmosphere of which? Yudke Vavke, Hashem Yitbarach himself, the creator. Hayah Oveviyeh. When you go outside, especially if you live in America or in Europe, who's the angel in charge? Samech Mem himself. So the angel, you call the angel to do the pi'ula for you. Who does he clothe himself into? That angel. He uses his power. He has to get permission from him. You're coming into my country. You gotta get a passport. You gotta get a visa. It works the same way. Anything in this world works the same way in that world, and vice versa. And he's Kiddusha. And that country is what? Tum'ah. And he has to get permission for him. And he's mitameh himself. Imagine asking Rav Ovadia Yosef to go inside a club. What is he going to do to you? What is he going to do to you? He's not going to be so happy, that angel. He's forced to do what you want because God said it. But at the end of the day, you're gonna get a revenge. And the only reason the names of the angels, Michael, Gabriel, Nuriel, Ariel, are not subject to the same punishment is because they're the names of what? Of people. People use those names so they don't act like you call them. And I'm going to tell you something even deeper. The Rashba, who was one of the greatest poskim in the Shulchan Aruch, Rabbi Shlomo ibn Aderet, he writes in his Shutim Shalom Chuvot, I know a man that comes from Ashkenaz. He says the name of Hashem. He was a posek. There was a rabbi in his time. I don't want to tell you guys too much. If I tell you too much, it's going to be too dangerous. But I'm going to tell you anyways. One thing. Not many, but one thing. His name was see, Hashem doesn't want me to say it. Of Avram Abulafia. Sfaradi Atakash. You think I should say it? I'm going to say it. He wrote a couple of books. How to reach Ruach HaKodesh. Literally. I know a guy. He went to the, what do you call those places in India? Lion King is still making a movie, I heard. It's true? What do you call those places? The gurus.
Gurus or Buddhists?
Yes.
You're on the right path.
The yogi man, let's go next.
He taught him how to reach Ruach HaKodesh Mikali Noga. From Klipat Noga. You know how you do it? It's really similar to Judaism, but not quite. There's one real big difference. That's called the fake Mikubalim, the fake Kabbalists. The idea is the same. Stay away from this worldly pleasure. Stay away from it. Control your senses. Breathe from one side of your nose. That means you have to know how to use your brain to stop, to control both sides of your nostrils at the same time. You breathe from one side and you take it out from the other. Could you do that? You have to learn how to do that. But then in the middle of the night, what does he do? Avi avot hatumah. I don't want to say what it was. The stories, I could, if you want after the shiur, I'll tell you which books to look in. You could read it in yourself. I don't want to say tum'ah from my mouth. I like to keep stuff clean. Abotai. The Torah says, Ki im zera berach Hashem. This is the zera, the seed, the descendants berach Hashem. How do you know that a person is Baruch? If his zera, if his continuation, his children, his descendants are berach Hashem. The Gemara says in Masechet Baba Metzia, Talmid Chacham who learns Torah for 3 generations, that's it, the Torah doesn't stop. I've seen a couple of 3 generations that have stopped. Good question. When you use the Torah, the Pirkei Avot says it's a kardom. You know what a kardom is? A shovel. Lachfor, to dig. You're using it for your own benefits. Torah lo machzeret ala achsanya shela. Torah doesn't come back. It's not a guarantee. The Jewish people have been around the longest. More than any nation in the world. And if we have had tzaddikim Tzaddikim who've seen into the future. We have come into a generation where there are none of them left. He could tell you your last name. He could tell you your bank account number. But he'll never tell you what's your shorish neshama and what's your tikkun. He'll never tell you what's your purpose to be in this world. You know what he could tell you? How to make money. How to live the life for the klippah. That he'll tell you. But he'll never tell you what's your purpose. Never. That he will never tell you. Because he's not taking his koach from the Torah. And I'm going to tell you something that the Rashba said. I'm going to read it to you. כל מי שאינו יודע אלא קריאתו לבד ואינו יודע לקיבוץ האותיות. Somebody who knows the names, he knows how to work it. He knows the formula. He knows how to press the buttons. That's all he knows. He doesn't know the meaning behind the buttons. He doesn't know the meaning why we press those buttons. ויעשה מעשה, and he'll do the actual meaning of those Kabbala Maasit. He'll do those things. Even if he won't do an actual action, he'll just remember, he'll just say it in his mind. Eino ahuv lemala. In Shamayim, they don't agree with what they do. I want to tell you guys a secret. Something that I revealed after Shavuot. Something very deep. It says in the Navi, Isaiah. This whole shiur is basically, I'm trying to teach you guys not to go and find the extraterrestrial. Don't look into the future. I was sitting 2 nights ago, was the first day of Tikkun Chatzot. From the beginning of Passover until 2 days ago, there was no Tikkun Chatzot. There was only Tikkun Leah, not Tikkun Rachel. I sat in the Tikkun Chatzot. And I was praying to Hashem. And I said to him, I was praying for a couple of guys that I know, doesn't matter who. People who need Prayer, people who need Zivug. And suddenly it was like a burst, it was a gush of tears, and it was a very emotional thing. It's the first Tikkun Chatzot after almost 3 months. Obviously you feel a connection. And I look at our Bukharian people and I say to myself, human beings always have wanted to know the future. I'm opening up a business. Will I be successful? I'm marrying this girl. Will it work out?
Yes. People don't want to suffer.
People don't want to suffer. You don't want to suffer. You want to live the life. But what if your tikkun is to suffer? What are you gonna do?
I don't suffer less.
What if that's your tikkun?
Suffer less.
What are you gonna? Yeah, suffer less. Think.
Suffer less.
Take it like a man. Shut your mouth.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? What if that's your destiny? What if you're meant to work under the ground? What if you're meant to switch the pipes of New York? That's your job. To work with the rats and the mice and the micro. What? Somebody has to do it.
As long as it's bottom line.
As long as they're insurance, huh? What are you gonna do? You're going to a person, he's reading the book, he opens the book. Who's this to you? He puts his hand over a candle. Rabotai, I'm telling you something. Ze hakol shtuyot. It's all nonsense. He sees, but he doesn't see the shorish. He'll never help you. He'll bless you, but he won't really bless you. Everything comes back at the end of the day. Whoever goes to a fake mikubal, I'm telling you right now, it's worse than going to see JC. It's worse, listen, Aram, than seeing JC. And you do a tikkun for that. You gotta do a tikkun for that.
How do you know if it's fake?
Oh, they're all fake.
We are talking about.
I'm talking about the Jewish ones.
How do you know exactly?
They're all fake.
Like, listen, like I don't know nothing about the rabbis in this one. Let's say I go, right? And people say, okay.
We'll talk about it afterwards. There is no such a kind of thing that you go to a person and he tells you, go do the A, B, C, D, and it's going to be success. No, there is no. There's no. That's what the Kritmachs do. He puts his hand on you and you get up from the wheelchair. I've seen that, by the way, by rabbis. I've seen it, my own eyes. It's actually the shul that you go to. I've seen it over there. Yes, talk to you afterwards. I've seen it. He passed away already. He was a visiting Rav. I've seen it. It's all fake. And you know what? You're going over Isur Doraita. You want to know the future? I'm telling you guys right now, each one of you has a line to God. You know why you don't hear anything back? Sometimes when you have a business deal or something, you gotta call the person. How many times does it take to call the guy? Huh? Avram, talk to me. Sometimes it takes weeks.
I'm still calling.
He's still calling. You have blockage. You gotta call again and 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 again. You know who's the man? Whoever doesn't give up. If you don't give up when you call again and again and again every night, you try to do things again and again and again and again, you're the real man. You want to find a shortcut? It's a long way. You want a long way? It's the short way. What did the Gemara say? Masechet Brachot? The one tzaddik, he passed away. He said, I saw Bnei Aliyah, the men who actually reach the top. They're very few. One who is below, he's on top. One who is on top, he's below. There is much to say on this whole thing of Shemot HaKodesh, this, that. I cannot give you the whole thing in one shiur, but I'm telling you guys one thing. Nothing happens for free. You can't just come to a person, he puts his hand on your head and you start to shake and you get up from the wheelchair. You'll go back to the wheelchair. Nothing happens for free. You want success? I have a child. I have a boy, 3 years old. My son. I sat with him a couple of days ago. His terrible twos happened a little late for him. Let's call it terrible threes. I looked at him and I said to him, why are you listening to Abba and Ima? I don't want to listen. I have two options now. Smack him. He'll listen. Or I could talk to him. Again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again, until it works. Which one works?
The second option. The first one is already.
The first one doesn't work. I know children, listen to me, that wouldn't mind seeing their parents hit by a bus. But if his father will tell him something, he'll do it. But if he'll see a car hit him, you want the long way, which is the short way? Or you want the short way, that's the long way? It's up to you. And I know people who've had Yeshuot, salvations. Not like those pastors, those mega churches. Give me I don't know, donation, $102. It'll plant the seed. And they give. Shchorim, African American, Spanish. They'll put a bullet in their head any day. I'm talking about the truth. I said this Shabbat. I said it. I looked to my left, to my right, and I said one thing. It's not about quantity. It's quality. Eliyahu Hanavi said, I just need 10 guys. I'll bring him. That's 10 guys. He'll come. You want to know the future? Only one future you have to know. What is my What is my mission in this world? The real. What's your mission? What did you come to this world to do? Exactly. That's the only question you should ask. What's your shorish neshama? What's your tikkun neshama? Why am I suffering? Well, what's my shorish? What am I meant to do? Those mikubalim, those fake guys, they put the lead, I'm not saying the lead thing is fake, I'm just saying they put the lead, they throw the lead inside the hot water, boom, the ayin hara on you. Give me $102 donate. I'm not saying it's a wrong it's a wrong practice. I didn't say that. I've seen many great people who did it. The only question is it a business? Are you doing it l'shem shamayim? I'm going to finish with a story. There was one story, the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh. The Baal Shem Tov had a man come to him. His wife, Izebel. His children, whatever was left of them, were not the best. Parnasa down the drain. He comes to the greatest. I'm telling you, the Baal Shem Tov, his word was law. If there was a vulnerability to God, we call it tzaddikim. And there was one tzaddik in the past 300, 400 years. He called him Baal Shem Tov. I'm not going to tell you why he called him that, but for another time. He comes and says, Rebbe, my life is upside down. You want to know why? He says, take a nap. Take a nap. Take a nap. Go to the waiting room. Have a little... Exactly. Have some schnapps. Close your eyes. We'll talk at the end. He sees himself in the dream going to a city in Europe. And in this city he goes, he says, where can I find so and so? Baal Shem Tov gave him the name beforehand. He says, oh, this guy, Yamach Shemo v'zichro. New York Post. Did you see the New York Post thing today?
What's up with that?
It was a Jew against a Jew. Don't ask.
Again,
Hey, take it easy.
I want Mashiach now.
I want Mashiach now too, trust me. Yeah, I want to find this guy. Oh, he's a Yamach Shemo. He's a Ishak. He left the son go to him. He's worse than his father. Goes to the son. He says to him, where is your father? He's dead. Did you say Kaddish? Kaddish? I wish he was alive right now so I should kill him. That's how you talk about your father? So if you're not going to leave this place right now, you're going to be next. Woke up from his dream. Baal Shem Tov was standing on top of him, he's laughing. said, how did you like it? I said, what? He said, your past life. How was it? That was you! Your son wishes your death. You're suffering? Say thank God that you're married. Say thank God you have kids. You're suffering? That's you! That was you! That's the spawn that you left in this universe. And you want Shefa Atzlacha. It's your tikkun, Jonam. You want to change it? That's a shiur for a different time. How do we change the Shefa? Can I tell you guys one thing that I've used my whole life? My whole life. And I'm not going to say that I'm some rich Kavanier. I'm some Chacham Gadol Balayla. One thing that will make you more successful than anything in life, when I say successful, I mean you'll have whatever you need. I'm going to give you one segula. It's the shiur. Tamim tiyeh im Hashem Elokecha. Be simple with God. I've had a chance to ask many questions from real people. I never asked. Never asked. I have a father. I have a direct line. Why should I ask? Ask him! You want a connection? You have it. You don't believe in the Torah, that if you don't believe so, it says, Banim atem laHashem Elokechem. You are my children. If you weren't his son, a son has a direct line to the father? Yes. Case closed. I never asked a question. And anything I've asked, I've regretted it. And I've done teshuvah on it. And I could count on 3 fingers how many questions I've asked. 3 fingers. Rabotai. Each person in this room is a tzaddik yesod olam. You came right on time. And I'm going to tell you something. I promise you, any person who does this sigula, he will find success. I promise. I'm not even joking. But he has to do it again and again and again. That's how Kedusha works. You have to be matmid. How you say matmid? Consistent. Beautiful word. Consistent. I'm telling you guys something. Anyone who has kids, it's easy for them to do this. If you're awake after midnight, do tikkun chatzot. Do tikkun chatzot. The Ariach Kadosh says there isn't a time of the day where you have a more direct line. There is no, how you say, there is no disconnections. It's not, the line isn't busy at a time than midnight. From midnight until dawn, that's when tefillah. I'm not gonna joke with you guys. When I was single, when I used to do tikkun chatzot a lot, and I would never miss a day. I got to the stage of emunah at that time when I would say I have a problem in my life, I'll just do tikkun chatzot. That's what kind of stage I got to. Now when the body and the kids and the this and the extra, it's different. Sometimes I fall asleep right before chatzot, and people who'd ask me do for them pidyon nefesh, which I don't take money from them. I would never. I tell them to take that money and give it to a different cause. I do it in chatzot. At midnight, I do pidyon nefesh. And sometimes it's so hard for me to stay away from that time, and I try to be mitkadesh myself so much that day, go to the mikveh this and then, and I do the pidyon nefesh in the midnight. And you know what? It works. You know why it works? It's the long way. That's the short way.
That's the right way.
It's the real way. And sometimes it's hard. The person's tikkun is tough. It's not for nothing Hashem sends you. You know, there was one Rav in the Yerushalayim. I'll remember his name in a minute. He always used to take hadassim from Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai's place. I'll tell you guys one thing right now. No rabbi in Yerushalayim would take money from a person who doesn't keep Shabbat. None of them. They wouldn't take the money. You keep Shabbat, take the money. Pidyon. Don't keep Shabbat, that's vidanya. Oh no. Even he wouldn't take from not Shomer Shabbat. His name was Rav Yochanan. I think Jajin. He was Persian.
You would take money?
He would take the money. Not because of that. He would take it, you know why? Because he knew how to work with it. I heard first-hand accounts how the life that he lived. The day that he passed away, his house broke down. Like the story of Rabbi Akiva. Rabotai, there's a lot to say on this subject of fake babot, of real mikubalim. What's a real mikubal? I know we talked a lot of different subjects today. Maybe we'll do a part 2, but B'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach, may Hashem be mezakeh otanu to continue. Maybe Lu Nishmat Tzivia Sveta Bat Leah, and may Hashem bless all the people over here who needs zivugim hagonim. May Hashem bless them bezivug hagon. Ahman ben Dina, Ronen ben Emmanuel, and Kol HaRavakim. May Hashem bless them bezivug hagon, bracha, hatzlacha, yeshuot gedolot. Zera bar kayama, to whoever needs zera bar kayama, B'ezrat Hashem Yitbarach. May Hashem bless them mekol medemetav. May Hashem bless us שמתקיים בנו פסוק תמים תהיה עם אדוני אלוהיך ברוך אדוני לעולם אמן ואמן. Anyone needs to say Kaddish?